היום ברוך אתה אדוני, משמיע קרן ישוע. שמע קולנו אדוני אלוהינו הרחמן והרחם עלינו וכתר ברחמינו ורצון נפלאנו. כי את שומע תפילות ותענוני אתה ומלפניה, מלכנו ריקן אל תשיבנו, כי אתה שומע תפילות כל פה ברוך אתה אדוני. ישראל, ורצון צדקי ורצון תמיד עבודה ישראל עמך. אלוהינו אלוהי אבותינו יא ואליהו ויגיד ויהיה וירצה וישמע ויפקד ויזכר זיכרוננו וקידננו בזיכרון אבותינו בזיכרון משיח בן דוד עבדך בזיכרון ירושלים עיר הקודש בזיכרון כל עמך בישראל לפניך לטובה לכם ולחסד ולרחמים טובים ולשלום ביום חג המזוז הזה. זכרנו אדוני אלוהינו בו לטובה, יפקדנו בו לברכה, שיהינו בו לחיים טובים, דבר ישוע ורחמים בו וחננו ורחם עלינו, וחושיינו כי אליך עינינו כי אל מלך כלום ורחום אתה, וזעזנו עינינו בשובך בציון ורחמים ברוך אתה אדוני, אסיר שכינתו לציון.
Mooi die vannacht de lang zat er alleen maar.
ואל כולן נתברא בית רומן בית נושא שינך מכנו תמיד לעולם ואהב וחוק סלק גדול שינך הגדול לעולם חייב ישרצנו וזרצנו סלע חייב אותו ברוך אתה אדוני אלה אותו שלום טובה וברכה חיים כן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך וברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד ביאור פניך כי ביאור פניך נעשית לנו אדוני אלוהינו תורת חיים והחווה חסד וצדקה וברכה וברחמים בחיים ושלום וטוב ועינך לאורייס עץ עמו ישראל בכל עץ ובכל שעה בשלומך ברוך אתה אדוני ואורייס עץ עמו ישראל בשלום. אמן. Selah bisalah shemara malay. Mali berach kusep almuk kusep ismar kutane begare mishke. Amen. Agonu negonu bekare ekol be Israel pagalau bisman karib ibu amen. Amen. Israel be rule amen. Amen. Israel be rule.
Amen. Leno shalach ladon agol says God. No, the God is something like I can become a father near Lane, no little spirit.
نعمار بهاي الله لمن هو معارف ويوم نقول هي نايخا شنو أصلا. آمين. آمين. That's how God is working with that. So, if you have here, then tell you, I'm going to say, I'm going to say, I'm going to say that the other is always. Amen. Amen.
Today in Jewish history. Today in Jewish history today is the yard site of the Maariv, also known as the Maariv of Miezhin. Miezhin was one of the sons of the son of Tzedek, who in the town of Lubavitch in the mid 1800s. This is before the establishment of Technic Minimum. There was a yeshiva there, yeah. And some Tzedek would ask him a lot of questions that would come to him. He would pass on to the Maariv to answer. He was a tremendous genius, and he would answer a lot of the questions. What? Okay. After his father passed away, so he didn't become the next Rebbe, but he moved to Miezhin, where he ran he had a big following in Miezhin. He passed away. He was very next to his grandfather, the Rebbe. So I want to wish everybody a happy Purim. Yep, today's when Haman was hanged. Hanged or hung? Hanged. We have this conversation every year. Today was the day. Whatever it was, we hanged and hung together. Tonight is the birthday of the Rebbe's father, Levick, Yitzchak, and it's also the anniversary of this. Yeah, there was one year off in son.
There's no talking today.
So there's no Tachman, correct? Yes, correct. Now, Paro just woke up that the Jews are not coming back. He realized that we're gone forever, and he's starting to gather his men and saddle his horses tonight. You can have this dream. Huh? That has bris, yeah. Tonight is also the yard site of Rabbi J.B. Soloveitchik. Rabbi J.B. Soloveitchik and Yosef Beres Soloveitchik was the Rosh Yeshiva of YU, of Yeshiva University. He was a tremendous genius. He's a grandson of Reb Chaim Brisker, and I believe Lajin also, right? Lajin also, no? From Lajin also, no? Grandson of Lajin. Anyway, he was a tremendous genius, and he was also a tremendous lover of the Rebbe. He met the Rebbe in university in Berlin together, and they say they learned they had a chabrusa together. And in any case, he came to the Rebbe's for bringing. You see videos of it, and he was a tremendous. He's known as the Rav in the world, in the Litvish world they call him the Rav. What? Check Google. Yeah. So, is the yard site of Reb Menachem Zemba. Reb Menachem Zemba was one of the leaders of the Warsaw Uprising. He was one of the tremendous geniuses in the times of pre-war Europe. He was a tremendous guy and a tremendous Torah scholar. Many people, he wrote Sfarim, many people would come to him for questions, Talmudic questions, and famous story of him coming to he was by the wedding of the Rebbe's wedding in Warsaw. They got married in Warsaw, and he was there. Or at least it was by the Sheva brothers. And famous story of him coming to the Frierdiker Rebbe, and the Frierdiker Rebbe telling him to go see his son-in-law, the Rebbe, and the Rebbe telling him that the fifth night of Hanukkah lights up the night. Famous story of the fifth night of Hanukkah lights up the night whether in Warsaw or in London. Famous story that unfolded over many years. So the guy behind the story was Menachem Zenda, killed by the Nazis this Shabbos, Shabbos Liyah. It's also the yard site of the Pnei Yeshua. Tremendous commentaries on the Talmud. His name is Yeshua Folk, and whoever listened to Rabbi, is it Bernstein or Barnett? All the glasses. Barnett story. Barnett story tapes. You know those tapes? Anyways, Yeshua had these magical glasses that blind people with, and they were able to see after he passed away. Now, do you remember the story? Is it only when using them, or is it always they were healed when they wore glasses? They were healed, right? Only when they use them. Only when they use them, you have to see? No. When people put on the glasses, facial glasses, do they heal completely? Only when they wear glasses. The story over there was one guy, but it was others. And then it vanished. But he was healed or he wasn't healed? Only when he wore them. It's also the yard site of Reb Aaron of Karlin. Aaron of Karlin was the great student of the Machzor. He's a great tzaddik, who the only story that's included in the Machzor. The only story included in the Machzor, we have Rosh Hashanah Kippur. There's no stories there. It's not a storybook. It's a davening book. But there's one story in there, and that is of Aaron of Karlin, how he used to faint when he would come to Hamelech, and Al Rebbe felt it was befitting to put the story into the Machzor. So obviously he was a tremendous tzaddik. I also say every year the story in Sukkot of his chassid who didn't have a sukkah and went to the cemetery. That story. That was the chassid of Aaron Karlin. Anyway, so his yard site is the Shabbos, the Shabbos Liyah. Might as well just say what everything is going on because we're not going to have any time. So Sunday, the last day of Chol HaMoed, is when Paroi is going to corner us. He's going to be chasing us in the back with the water in the front, and we don't know what to do. And the Jewish people are divided up into 4 camps. One group says, let's stick up our hands and put up our white flags and go back to Egypt with Paroi. Other group says, fight him. Another group says, we're going to jump in the water and end it there. Another group says, let's daven. And of course, you know which is the group that Moshe said we should do. Who says we should daven? Who says we should daven? None of them were the right ones. Huh? They were jumping in the water in a different way. Not in a way. They were like jumping, jump in the lake. So that happens that night. So Sunday night, that's when the splitting of the sea is going to happen. Sunday night is when Hashem says, Dabra Yisrael, speak to them. He tells them, far, go travel. Don't, you just go. Sunday night. Sunday is also the yard. Matzah Shabbos Sunday is also the yahrzeit of Rav Hai Gaon. Rav Hai Gaon was the last of the Gaonim. Gaonim was the period around 500 years after the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, after the completion of the Gemara. So the next 500 years, that was called the era of the Gaonim. It was called generation. Now we have Generation X, Generation Y, right? So then they were called Tanayim and Merayim. That was Gaonim. They were called Gaonim. Rav Hai Gaon was the last of the Gaonim. What? He was the greatest of the Gaonim. Okay? He was the greatest of the Gaonim. And so his yahrzeit is this Sunday. Yeah. And Monday is the anniversary, besides for Sunday night, Monday being the splitting of the sea. It's an anniversary of another where we're dealt with water. It's an anniversary of something else that happened with water.
Lots of right.
No, that's the next night. That's that night. The next day. Moshe hitting the rock and getting punished that he can't go into Eretz Yisrael. That happens on this Sunday. That was Monday. That Jewish Pesach, Sunday Pesach, something of the sea happens Sunday Pesach, and Moshe hitting the rock on Sunday Pesach. That was the year. That was a bunch of years later. Huh? Yeah. It was towards the end of them being in the desert. The 39th year, I think. 39th year. 1 year before. 39 years later. Now, 39 years later, after we left Egypt, that's when Moshe left. 1 year before he would have gone into Eretz Yisrael. And Moshe departing Midian, Hashem comes to Moshe and tells him take off this, right? Take off your shoes. So Moshe leaves Midian. Huh? By the burning bush. Moshe goes back to Midian. So Moshe departs Midian to go back to travel to Mitzrayim. That happens also on Shvi Pesach, Sunday Pesach. That was the main good ones, I hope. And we'll go just to after Shal Pesach. So after Pesach, the final day of Pesach is the anniversary of Yitzchak being circumcised. Yitzchak's bris is on after Shal Pesach. Yitzchak Avinu. It's also the day that after we cross the Jordan, we just come into Eretz Yisrael. Right? We just conquered Eretz Yisrael on the 10th day of Nisan. That's when we cross the Jordan, right? 10 days later. 12 days later is when they circle Yerichai, and that's when they circle Yerichai and they blow the shofar. When they circle 7 times and the wall comes down, that whole story happens on the last day of Pesach, which is no longer Pesach in Israel. Pesach outside of Israel, not Pesach inside of Israel. It's also the anniversary of the Powie shooting. Yitzchak's wrist. Monday. Yeah. Just a reminder, Yitzchak reminded me before, every day during Chalamoid, we're supposed to have a cup of wine. It's called Simcha, they have Simchas, every day they should have wine. And they have grape juice, whatever. And the last meal of Pesach, we're talking about after Pesach, is the most special meal of Pesach. we have of course, when Pesach comes in, we have the Seder, which everybody knows is as a peak of Pesach, but the peak of Pesach is the final meal. Pesach goes out. Pesach goes out, the meal is called Suda, Mashiach's meal. We're supposed to have matzah and wine just like we have at the Seder. We're supposed to have matzah and wine, so the 4 cups of wine just like the Seder. Over here, we try to make it into a full meal, and then wants to be a partner in the meal of Mashiach. Co-sponsor the meal of Mashiach. Let us know. Tom Myers. What's Tom Myers? Calling once. Also want to do it? Missed him? Then you missed. We're laughing when we have it over here. David, Sie nächstes Mal wörtlich. لا يشيء يا رب. أنا يعني. Amen. Amen. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Le'olam Moed. Sag mal, sehr schade. Oder mich an die. Hey, Adina, ya de ahí. Amen. 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 136. Last night was. Amen. Amen. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.